Hey guys, this is Eliza from Dusk Reads and welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be doing my TBR for MateAthon. Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely. So if you didn't know, MateAthon is a readathon that I am hosting, and it is basically an Australian themed readathon. All the reading challenges are based off Australian stereotypes, and there is also a book tag that goes along with the readathon, which is also based around Australian stereotypes. The readathon is 8 days long because, you know, we Aussies like to do a little bit different. We don't want 7 days, we want 8, and it's from the 12th to the 19th of October. So it's not too far away, and I did hope to have this TBR up earlier than I'm currently having it go up, but it has just been busy and I haven't had a chance to film. So I'm finally here and I'm finally doing my TBR. So I'll list all the information for MateAthon down below, and I'll link to the announcement post that I made on my blog. Having a mind blank. So let's just jump straight into the reading challenges and what I plan to read for each of them. So the first reading challenge is that we only cook on a Barbie, and for this one you need to read a book that has food on the cover. So for this one I went for Halloween Party by Agatha Christie. This one has a pumpkin on the cover, and also the other edition does have a pumpkin on the cover. These ones I will be listening to via audiobook. This is just a little secondhand one that I got. It's actually a library copy originally from, hey, it's from Chinchilla. Anyways, so yeah, I will be listening to this one via audiobook, as that's generally where I listen to my Agatha Christie's, as I just really like the audiobooks as they have a really good narrator. So the next challenge is Fuck, It's Hot. So basically for this one you have to read a hot recent release. Or if you are someone that gets ARCs, you can read like an upcoming release if you do have ARCs. So there is that option as well. So for this one I'm reading Light Years by Cass Morgan. Cass Morgan is the author of The 100, so I have read one of her books, as I have read the first book of The 100. However, I did prefer the TV show, so I never continued on with the series, but I did get accepted for the arc of Light Years, and I'm really curious to see how it goes. So the next challenge is that we all eat Vegemite for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. For this one, you need to read a book that has black on the cover somewhere. So for this one, I chose These Rebel Waves by Sarah Rush. This is the new book in a new series by her. I have read Snow Like Ashes and really enjoyed it, excluding the romance. I'm keen to see what she does next, and These Rebel Waves is up on on Scribed, so I will be listening to the audiobook of this one, and there is black around the background of the cover. So the next challenge is Mate. For this one you just have to read a book that contains M-A-T-E somewhere on the front cover of the book. So for this one there is like two possibilities, as I do have this book on a TBR for a readathon I am currently participating in. So if I finish it, then I'll move on to the sequel, which also has the letters. But first off, we have Mask of Shadows by Lindsay Miller. So we've got M-A, where's the T? Oh, the T's up here, that's right. T, and then there's plenty of E's around here. But yes, so if I read this one during the Magical Readathon Charms Extra Credits Edition, which I'm currently participating in, then I'll move on to the sequel. But if I don't, then I'll read this one. And the sequel for that one is Ruin of Stars by Lindsay Miller, and we have M, A, T, and E. So the next reading challenge is that all our native animals want to kill or eat us. This one, you need to read a book about assassins. So for this one, this is another maybe, as I also have this book on my current TBR, but if I don't read it this week, then I'll read it for MateAthon. But also, MateAthon does cross over 2 days, so we'll just have to see what happens. But this one is Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. Obviously, Assassin's Apprentice. Assassins. The next challenge is We All Ride Kangaroos to School. So for this one, you need to read a book that is set in uni, school, college, any of the above. So for this one, I'm reading Prisoner of Azkaban, well, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban by J.K. Rowling. I've recently reread Philosopher's Stone and Chamber of Secrets, so I'm off to Prisoner of Azkaban. So yes, this one. The next challenge is that everyone in Australia can surf. So this one, you need to read a book with someone that has an interesting hobby. And for this one, I went with, I would just say Escaping from Houdini. Wrong book. For this one, I'm going with A Hunting Prince Dracula by Kerry Maniscalco. She cuts open dead bodies for like in her free time. Pretty sure that's an interesting hobby. So the last challenge is Every Aussie is Tan. Hi. So for this one, you need to read a book by an Aussie author, and for this one I'm doing a reread, and that is Obsidio by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff, both Australian. And this one I'll be listening to on audiobook, as I have reread Illuminate and Gemini an audiobook, but I haven't got around to rereading Obsidio since it released. So I thought it was a perfect time to throw in a reread of Obsidio, and the audiobooks are amazing. So I'm keen to reread via the audiobook for this one. Okay, so I think that's everything for my TBR. Now I'm going to go edit this and go to bed because it is late and I need to be up at 5. If you're participating in MateAthon, let me know in the comments and let me know what you plan to read. And also, have you read any of these books? Did you enjoy them? So yeah, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you give me a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. And on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow